Channel 802.
Let's take you to Zambia, where the country started receiving ballot papers for the August general election from the United Arab Emirates city of Dubai, where the Southern African nation has been printing from. Meanwhile, preparations for the election on the ground is going, but with a number of concerns ranging from withdrawal of validly nominated candidates, claims of unfair electoral practice, to continued scenes of violence countrywide. Our Zambia correspondent, Arthur Davies Sikopo, now gives us a build-up to the polls.
To allow a total of 8.7 million registered voters to exercise their rights this August, 202 of the total 387 pallets of ballot papers have arrived in Lusaka, while others come in later. Stakeholders, led by Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ chairperson Mangala Zalomis, have been at hand receiving the election instruments, and Zalomis is expressing optimistic that the country will hold credible elections.
These are coming from where they were printed, and that's fine. And I think the representatives here of the political parties can attest to that, because their people are in Dubai.
However, this process has not been short of incidences, such as accusations, concerns, complaints, and among them, suspicious withdrawals by nominated candidates. The country has seen a number of validly nominated candidates, including a presidential candidate, Xavier Chungu, who has been incarcerated before campaigns began, withdraw and pull out from the race despite them appearing on the ballot paper. A matter Gideon Musonda of Advocates for Democratic Governance Foundation, ADEG, says may cause invalid votes.
Withdrew but are still on the ballot paper. It's something that is confusing. And it's something that in future we should address so that it doesn't cause last minute confusions or confuse people who go and look at the ballot paper.
Prior to the arrival of the ballot papers, the electoral body had released a list of duly nominated candidates whose images and other credentials were appearing on the ballot papers printed. However, others, like independent member of parliament candidate for a rural constituency, Luena, in western Zambia, Mwalakalaluka, was left out. But today, he confirms receipt of an assurance from the electoral body that he is still on the ballot, but subject to physical verification.
So that matter has now been handled administratively, and as of yesterday, I was assured that I'll be on the ballot paper, subject to verification subsequently.
Unfortunately, for Kalomo MP candidate in Southern Province, Haid Haguta, his name is not appearing on the ballot as per communication with the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ few days ago, and he is challenging this election in court.
The ECZ is being unprofessional, the ECZ is being nepotistic, the ECZ is playing to the gallery, the ECZ is not independent, the ECZ is playing the emotions and minds of the people. So the next course of action, we're going to court and we're going to stop that election.
Meanwhile, on the ground, all contesting political parties and independent candidates are busy campaigning. But Mr. Musonda of ADEG says the messaging is mostly political fights and not what these politicians would do for the people.
Now, for us, that becomes a problem because it will be difficult to hold them to account if they are not speaking to their manifesto.
Cries of unfair practice, especially being perpetrated by the governing party, the United Party for National Development, UPND, are prominent from opposition political parties in the country. Seen as frontrunners in this particular election is UPND's Hakainde Hichilema and Brian Mundobile of the opposition, NRP-UP. Scenes of violence have continued to be recorded across the country, and the Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, through Joyce Musenge, condemns the EU acts as a threat to democracy.
The report by the Zambia Police Service confirming arrests arising from campaign-related disturbances are a matter of serious concern.
Reporting for Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia, I'm Arthur Davies, Sikopo.
And with that, of course, that's how we essentially wrap up the show. But of course, let's remind you of the question that we've been asking you this evening, really revolving around a shocking revelation when it comes to allegations around Zimbabwe allegedly using antiretrovirals when it comes to the poultry industry. So, what concerns do you have about the potential health risks of consuming chicken exposed to these drugs? And would you eat the chicken if you knew it might have been fed ARVs? Would love to hear from you. Engage and share your thoughts with me in the comments or send a voice note on our WhatsApp line. That's +27 83 288 6684. Your voice matters. Let Africa hear you. #Africa World Hour. #Channel Africa.
Channel Africa, where every moment